Hi there, welcome back to the channel. Just wanted to give a bit of an update from the weekend's training. I'm about now, I think it's looking at training peaks 14 weeks out from Zofingen. So for those that you don't know, Zoffingen's probably one of the most iconic duathlon races of ever, I suppose. It's a 10k run, about 150k bike, and then a 30k run, and it's the World Championships I'm doing in September, so I'm gearing up for that at the moment. Just off the back of pretty good TT a couple of weeks ago, where I've got another video on that if you want to have a look, and I'll put the link to that below. Smashing my 25 PB from 53.14 down to 51.47, so the bike work's going well. I've got the Slateman European qualification race for next year's standard distance Europeans weekend coming up. So one of the reasons I'm doing that, I'm not sure whether I'll actually race that championship next year, but it's the Slateman is a lovely race over in Snowdonia National Park. So I'm driving over there on Saturday, races on the Sunday. I think it's a slightly different distances to your sort of standard duathlon distances, although the race I'm doing is a standard distance. So the race is, just having a look now, 5.8 kilometre first run, followed by a 49.9 kilometre bike, and then a 11.7 kilometre run. So which is for me, just trying to find a couple of races through the summer now that will give me a bit of a lead up to the Powerman. So I think having the shorter run and the longer run to finish is sort of how the Powerman distance is going to work at Zofingen. So it's a 10k run, and then the second run I think it says 30, but from what I understand it's more of a 27k. So really looking to find some races that are a bit sort of follow that sort of pattern. So there's also a race up in Ullswater at the end of June, which is a 10k run, 90k bike, and a 10k run. So I'm thinking about going up and doing that, and maybe just extending the final run as well. So do the race, but instead of running the 10k, maybe run a 15k, just put a few extra miles in, just to get me something pretty similar. And I think the bike there, is 90k, which is about 56 mile. So the bike at Powerman's about 90 miles. So just trying to find a few races to gear me up for that. And then after this weekend's coming, the Slateman, I've got a crack at a 10 mile over in down near London on the F1110, which I've entered. So quick course. I've done a 20:47 on that. I haven't gone much quicker than that, but from what I understand, it's generally a real quick course. So I'm hoping to be able to get close to that sub 20, especially after the 25 last week, and then try and find a couple of other 25s. I've actually got a 100 miler I'm going to do as well prior to going to Powerman. So that is actually the national champs, probably. I think that's something like the 13th of July. So I'm thinking of doing that as well, just mainly try and get a good 4-hour ride in on the TT bike at good intensity, get used to, and hopefully use it as a bit of a test for sort of some nutrition and things like that. And again, probably do that race and maybe just do a quick run off the bike as well to sort of try and get that sensation of what Zofingen might feel like. So so this weekend I've had this is my third week block, but I've been trying to up the bike mileage bit by bit. So yesterday I was out with the club. I normally do the club ride every Saturday because it's a really intense sort of chain gang. It's around sort of 90-minute effort, just over, depending on which route we do. There's only a couple of routes that we use, but last week we did a route, and I think that's probably my highest power output on the club ride. I think it was 255 watts. Yesterday we did again, a real solid hour and a half, but I did 50 minutes on my own beforehand, met the club. To be honest, the first half of the ride yesterday probably wasn't quite as full on as last week, but the last sort of 20 minutes or 25 minutes was really, we were really pushing on the pedals. So I think I averaged about 250 watts yesterday. So that was a solid hour and a half with the club. Jez and I managed to get away lots of the last 15-20 minutes, and we're working really hard on our own, which is probably why the watts suddenly increased. So yeah, I did that hour and a half with the club, and then post that I did another an hour and a half on my own, just quite steady riding really. Not the quickest in terms of pace, but it's quite a hilly sort of loop. I've got quite a lot of, there's not many flat roads around here, so a lot of the routes I do are generally a little bit undulating, twisty turny, which is great. Ideal for Zofingen as well, which is going to be a hilly course, which again, one of the reasons I'm doing Slateman this weekend and maybe going up to Ullswater is just to find a couple of courses that got a few more sort of trail type runs and undulating or hilly bike loops. So yesterday, managed in total to do about 70 mile on the bike, which was really good. I need to get another bottle cage on the Cervelo. I only got the one bottle cage, so I was getting a little bit. It was a little bit fruity at the end of the ride. And then today, up super early today, Mark, who I run with on a Sunday, he was going to open air cinema over at Himley Park or Himley Hall with his little one and his wife. So he needed to get back for about 10:15. So I met him at, he needs to get back, I think it was more like 9:45 actually. So yeah, I got up at 6, out the door at 6:30, got to his for about 7, 10-11 miles with Mark, and then put some extra miles on myself. So in total, I've been trying to slowly increase the run. I don't need to increase the running too much over the next sort of 14 weeks really. I already run a good amount on a Sunday, sort of 240, 250 hours of running. So today, I got about 2 hour 50 running. I think what I'm trying to do there is just calculating that the two runs that I'm going to be doing, it's quite a hilly course. I think the first 10k looking at splits and looking at guys that I know that I've run in and around in the past, looking about 40 minutes, and then the final run probably about 2 hours. So if I can run 240, 250 hour on a weekend, I think that's going to be okay. I should have enough in the legs there. I do those runs on a weekend unfueled as well, so hoping that race day with fuel, drink, those sorts of things would be great. And I haven't raced Zofingen before, but I think the first 10k is literally going to be trying to treat it as a warm-up. So yeah, real solid weekend of training, which has gone really well. I think my looking forward to a nice easy week, because my stress score is looking quite high at the moment on Training Peaks. I think the fatigue is up to 138, which is quite a bit for me. I think that might even go up tomorrow after the run is registered today. And then my form's at -23 at the moment. So anything over or getting into 3 figures on the fatigue for me is, but this week I'm probably close to, I think it's 190 mile on the bike and just over about 42, 43 mile of running. So good solid week. With backwards walking, my strength and conditioning, I'm probably up to about 19 hours worth of training this week. I think run bike is probably about 16, 17 hours off the top of my head. And then I do backwards walking every day now, 10 minutes. So another hour there. Strength and conditioning on Friday was an hour. So I'm looking about 18, 19 hours of training this week. So looking forward to a really easy week next week. And then Slateman next weekend. So hopefully I can get a video up on that. But yeah, thanks for watching. Had a few more subscribers this week. I'm still not got that many, but nice to see a few of you, and I did when I was in Alsdorf the other week, had a good chat with somebody out there that watches some of the content. So even without a lot of followers, it's really nice to see that those of you that are watching enjoying the videos, which is great to see. So I'll try and post a few more up, especially with the run up to Zofingen, and see if I can just give you a bit more insight to what I'm doing, training wise, racing, and those sorts of things. So yeah, like and subscribe if you haven't, and yeah, see you all soon.